Business leaders from around the globe attending Allen & Company's annual conference in Sun Valley, Idaho this week. Our Julia Borston is there this morning. Beautiful shot and has a special guest. Hey, JB.
Good morning, Carl. That's right. I'm here in Sun Valley, and I'm joined by NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Commissioner, thanks so much for joining us here.
Thanks for having me, Julia.
So some big news. You have a new YouTube exclusive game in the first week of the season. The season is less than 2 months away. Talk to us about how you're thinking about streaming and fragmentation. You now are going to have games on so many different streaming platforms in addition to broadcast.
You know, Julia, our whole foundation, our core of our media policies is to reach the broadest audience. And so how do we do that? We have to extend beyond our current platforms. YouTube is a great platform, global platform, and it'll be, in front of the wall, so it's free to everybody on a global basis. It's a great way for us to share our game with a global audience. And it's what we're trying to do now is reach the fans where they are. I think you see in a lot of these new platforms different demographics that are really important for us to be able to reach. And it's part of our growth strategy.
When you think about all the different streamers where people can now watch the NFL, Amazon, not just YouTube, Amazon, Peacock, now Netflix with the Christmas Day games, do you need to offer your viewers, your fans, an easier way to navigate to figure out what's going to be on where? And is that a challenge for you as you continue to lean into these streaming platforms?
Not really, because I think our games are pretty consistently in windows. I think our fans know that there's going to be a Thursday night game. Friday night's a special game, but we want that to be a special game. Make it an event. Christmas Day games, people are home with their families. I think that's turned into a tradition. Let's watch NFL football. And so I think the reality is when we have those event moments and those windows, it's less of a challenge for us. And we have our partners in the NFL and all of our vehicles really working to try to promote that and make sure it's a big event. And that's what NFL football is.
Are you going to take the option to opt out of your current media rights deals in 2029? And will you use that opportunity to make more bigger deals with streamers?
The reality is we really went a long ways to put that into our contracts in the last agreement. And I think having the ability to do that, having the option to do that, I think will be valuable for us. But we haven't made any decision on that. We have great partners. We have some change in some of our partners, including with CBS. And I think, we are very proud of our partnerships. We think that they're doing a wonderful job for the NFL. We'll look and we'll have that ability to see how the media landscape changes.
I know Jim Cramer has a question, but just a quick follow-up, because you mentioned the change in the relationship with CBS. With the change in ownership and the sale of Paramount to Skydance, that gives you the option to renegotiate. How are you going to handle that with CBS?
I think we'll wait and we'll see, when the transaction's done, and we'll get together with them and we'll see how they're approaching the NFL and what how they're approaching their business. But it's something that will be incredibly valuable to us to make the right decision.
Jim.
Sure. Mr. Commissioner, it's always great to see you. And, I'm a big fan of yours and of the NFL. But I got to ask you a question.
Yes, Jim. I know you want to talk about the Eagles, too, I'm sure.
Well, the question is, I want to talk about the Eagles and what night we can be on. Now, I know that if you're not a good team, you don't have to worry about being flexed. So you can say, Jim, come on. The reason why you should be worried about being a bad team, not when you're flexed. But now with Amazon in, you can actually move a couple games to Thursday. And I'm starting to worry that as a season ticket holder for 3 decades, I'm beginning to worry, when can I even tell people that I want to take them to a game? When can I plan about going to a game? It is so open air for a season ticket holder that I'm beginning to wonder whether season ticket holders are just not treated as well as they should be by the NFL.
Jim, that's one of the things we really focus on. We've averaged 2 games a year that we flex. It's very infrequent that we do it. That is the number one concern, is what's the impact on our fans. Last year was the first time we flexed a Thursday game. It worked very well. We had very little fan reaction. We monitor that very closely. But it also helps us work to make sure the best game is on for our broader fan base around the country and around the world now. But that is a singular focus for us, Jim, and we don't take it lightly when we move a game. But it doesn't happen very frequently.
Thank you. David?
Sorry, Jim, you jumping in here? Because I have some
You
more
know
questions
what,
on international
Julia, it's
expansion.
David. Sorry for the awkward pauses. Roger, David Faber. Julie asked you that question. I just wanted to follow up as well on the close of the Paramount transaction, the rights you have as a result of the change in control in CBS. Given your answer, I mean, is it possible that you would not have the NFL on CBS or that you would go in some other direction?
We've had a long relationship with CBS for decades. We also have a relationship outside of that with Skydance. So I don't anticipate that. That's something that we'll see. We have a 2-year period to make that decision. I don't see that happening, but we have the option, and that's something that we'll take a look at.
Certainly so many pieces in play and questions about how you're going to be renegotiating those long-term rights. But in the meantime, I know you are very focused on international expansion. You have 3 more European cities hosting NFL regular season games and 4 new teams added. What are we going to see this year and in the future in terms of international expansion? How much is this just the start of an even bigger move overseas?
Well, we hope to get to 16 regular season games. We think that that's the ideal number for us, so every team is playing an international game. We think that's the right number for us, and it'll give us a chance to reach the key markets around the globe that we really want to be in. But that's just one part of the strategy. As we move to these new cities, it's really about how do we use the media to take that event and make it an all-year-round event and engage our fans on a regular basis. So it's playing football. It's working with our partners in sponsorship and licensing. It's working to make sure that our clubs are able to market in each of those markets through our Global Markets program. So it's activating everything like we do here, creating a full-year calendar of events that we can engage our fans.
So there's been talk for years about adding another week to extend the season to 18 weeks. And the idea is that would make it much easier to sell a package of international games. What do you have in the works for that, and how soon could that happen?
Yeah, we think that could happen now. We could take our 7 games and put those games into a package. The 9:30 window on the East Coast has become very popular with fans. As we play more and more games in Europe, that's the right time zone for us. And that's something that we absolutely will do in some form, whether it's 16 games or whether it's 7, 8, 9, or 10.
There's been so much talk here in Sun Valley about the impact of tariffs on the economy, on the ad market. You're exposed, obviously, to the consumer through ticket sales, but also to the ad market through the sponsorship business and the advertising in your games. What are you seeing in the market right now?
We're not seeing any impact at all on that, both on the ticket sales side as well as our international games. But it's also in the advertising market. I've talked to advertisers. I talked to our networks. NFL sales are doing incredibly well. It's a hot market for us, and I think it's a reflection of the quality of the content, but also the fact that live is really an important element for our advertisers to reach their fan base.
Yeah, live sports in the NFL, most valuable content on television from an advertising perspective, no doubt. Roger Goodell, Commissioner of the NFL, thanks so much for joining us here in Sun Valley. We really appreciate it. Guys, back over to you.